But first tonight, the first day of school had special meaning this year in the small town of St. George. After years of planning, fundraising, and work, the town opened a career and technical education school for elementary grade students.
It is the first of its kind in Maine and maybe the first of its kind in the country. We've reported on the project several times over the years, and Don Kerrigan went back to see that dream brought to life.
From the most basic of tools to the most modern, putting ideas into young minds and hands is how they teach at the St. George School. They have a term here to describe it: hands-on, minds-on.
We really believe that this is the future of public education in terms of how to connect with students and engage them in their work.
Mike Felton has been leading the school into hands-on learning since he became superintendent of the one-town district. Starting with the youngest grades and right through 8th grade, the hands-on concepts have been integrated into all of the classes here.
There's not necessarily a separate shop class. This becomes part of your 5th grade English class or your 4th grade science class.
Local people loved the idea and donated money to create a new building at the school to expand the programs. Businesses and foundations joined in.
We got this. We got it.
And in August, with a huge crowd celebrating, they dedicated the Grace Innovation Center. It's named for a local program that had provided shop and home economics classes at the school for more than 50 years.
You guys are going to be working on a project with your boat designs. We're going to be working with these blocks of wood.
Amy Palmer's 8th grade science class was trying out the new space, drawing boat designs, then shaping them from blocks of basswood.
They're using their hands, they're learning about how to use hand tools right now. Later we'll get into other tools, but and they're learning some 3D thinking as well.
Upstairs is the wood and metal shop. Downstairs is the maker space, where they'll get the chance to use 3D printers, laser cutters, and other tech tools to create more things, combining math and design and software skills. Students were able to do some of this before in the regular school building.
The rope is tight, but I'm not lifting the object yet.
But the new Grace Center provides more space, more tools, and more opportunity.
5 pounds and 7 ounces.
So the 6th grade can spread out to study pulleys and levers, measuring the force and distance required to move a load. Ideas and concepts and hands-on skills that build a foundation for other learning.
And it's not just about creating new carpenters and plumbers.
No, it's definitely not. So we'll do that, of course, but we might not have, from my current class, I might have 1 or 2 kids who might go in that direction, but I might have a writer in my class. I could have someone who's going to be a doctor, someone who's going to be a lobsterman.
Jamie McCaffrey teaches 4th grade.
Everything that they're learning through this program, they're learning the critical thinking skills that is going to help them be successful adults.
The program is partly about introducing kids to hands-on skills in the hope that some will want to go into the building trades or other local businesses, a major worry all over Maine. That's what brought local builder Chip Bauer to support the project.
You know, the community coming up, you want them to be a community. You want it to be viable. You don't want to lose people to whatever and move away because the grass is greener. You want them to stay right here.
Absolutely.
And so to me, it is those parts of it. If I never got a carpenter out of this, I'd be okay.
He talked about all of that with CTE leaders, career technical education directors from across the state. They came to look at the new center and learn what it's about and whether they too should be expanding CTE beyond just the high schools.
We really have to spend a lot more time looking at those K through 6, K through 8 grades, because again, if you can find them early and support them through something and really find them and give them some skills and tools to work on that they can grow into, I think that's really important.
Mike Felton says their hands-on, minds-on approach combines all of those things, creating skills and interesting careers and sustaining the community. But primarily, he says, it's about engaging students at a time when schools are finding that harder than ever.
But part of the reason that drove us to this idea of doing pre-K through 12 career and technical education is that students just learn differently now. And you know, the pieces that I say that impact that are trauma and technology. More and more of our students, and I mean students across Maine and really the country, are exposed to more trauma before they ever get here. So that impacts how the brain works.
He believes this approach can make the difference.
What we're trying to do here is find a new way to re-engage them in their learning. And what we've found is that hands-on, minds-on applied learning, where they can build and create, they love it. They feed on it, they light up.
They believe this new Grace Center will help find more ways to expand regular classroom lessons into 3 dimensions and maybe reshape how other Maine schools do their teaching.
I mean, it's a great idea, and it gives these kids an opportunity they might not get otherwise.
It'll be interesting to see how many ripples it sends out across Maine.
Absolutely. So the new Grace Center will also be used for adult ed and some community training programs.
And Mike Felton, who led the project from the start, has stepped down as St. George superintendent to devote more time to making the new center a success and helping to build the town's future.
Coming